What's up everybody, welcome to another camera comparison video. Today I have this Vivo X80 Pro and Vivo X80. Well, this is a camera comparison video and I actually have been doing this video for almost a month now because every time I almost finish doing this camera comparison video, then Vivo pushes an update either on Vivo X80 or on Vivo X80 Pro. So it was really a very difficult task. But finally, after the June update, I think Vivo has already settled down. So now I am here with my camera comparison video between Vivo X80 and Vivo X80 Pro. Well, before we start this camera comparison video, one request: if you end up liking this video, then please don't forget to click on the like button and please subscribe to this channel. I always provide my subscribers and regular viewers with honest, true content. So if you like true content, then please subscribe to this channel and support true content. Okay, without wasting any more time, let's start our camera comparison between Vivo X80 Pro and Vivo X80. What's up everybody, welcome to another camera comparison video. Today I have this Vivo X80 and Vivo X80 Pro. Well, check carefully which smartphone has rendered my skin tone correctly, which smartphone has better color rendition, wider dynamic range and better stabilization. Also check carefully which smartphone has better noise cancellation, because both of these two smartphones comes with extra secondary microphone for noise cancellation. So noise cancellation performance should be very good. You check carefully and let me know in the comment section below which smartphone selfie camera is performing better than the other. Before we start this camera comparison video, one request: if you end up liking this video, then please don't forget to click on the like button and please subscribe to this channel. I think it would be good to start with human subject photos. Yeah, Kim is the model and she is in love with Indian races. Anyway, even if both of these are Vivo smartphones, the total hardware package is different, and after all the updates, I believe there is a difference in camera algorithm. After cropping in, the differences are clearly visible. Vivo X80 has bit of a saturation, warm color temperature, marginally increased highlights. Vivo X80 Pro has better exposure, higher contrast and amazingly well color rendition. After punching in, are you not surprised? I wasn't surprised, I was shocked. Vivo X80 has more detail, sharper textures and better shadow. The main difference between X80 and X80 Pro human subject photo is color and skin tone. Vivo has tried to keep things more natural in X80 Pro, while X80 is slightly more vibrant with punchy colors. Before you make a comment and talk about Zeiss color filter, you need to know I have used Zeiss mode on both the Vivo X80 and Vivo X80 Pro. One more thing is better in Vivo X80, that's focus metering. It traces and tracks face of a human subject faster than Vivo X80 Pro. I have uploaded some of the original photos to our Telegram group. If you wanna check, link is given in the description box below. The same place, the same model, but once we have flipped from human photos to portrait photos, things got more dazzling. Both the X80 and the X80 Pro has reproduced electrifying, eye-pleasing photos. For portrait photos, both the X80 and X80 Pro uses the same Sony IMX663 sensor tagged to a 2x zoom lens. So at least in this segment, hardware is the same. Considering the price difference, Vivo X80 has made me feel super happy. It's not like Vivo X80 Pro performance is worse than X80. Vivo X80 Pro has certainly done well. But Vivo X80 has managed to reproduce almost the same quality as X80 Pro. In terms of detail, shadow, textures and skin tone, there are differences, but those are almost negligible and some of the differences are preferential. However, when it comes to edge detection and edge cutouts, Vivo X80 is a bit more prone to occasional mishap, while X80 Pro has managed to detect and blend the edge with perfection. If you check carefully, then you will notice both the X80 and the X80 Pro produced synthetic bokeh with perfection. I really like this creamy soft bokeh effect, looks very natural. Based on personal preferences, you can go with any of these two. However, I would go with Vivo X80 cause it offers better value. I have never been fond of any Vivo smartphones for selfie performance. Selfie performance of Vivo flagships are as good as mid-range smartphones of some other brands. Why Vivo don't fix this? Or don't they know how to fix it? I'm confused. Okay, both the X80 and X80 Pro comes with the same Samsung 32 megapixel sensor for selfie photos, and performance is also pretty similar. Similar color tone mapping, similar skin tone, similar contrast, but Vivo X80 Pro actually has managed to squeeze a bit more detail on the subject. Occasionally, X80 Pro has also managed to process textures with sharpness, and the whole image has more clarity than X80. Here comes one of the biggest differences. Vivo X80 has a Sony IMX663 12 megapixel sensor for ultra-wide photos, while Vivo X80 Pro has retained Sony IMX598 48 megapixel sensor for ultra-wide photos. Undoubtedly, Vivo X80 Pro has more detail, sharper textures, well-balanced highlights and brightness. But unfortunately, or should I say surprisingly, Vivo X80 has way better exposure, contrast and wider dynamic range. When it comes to sky color rendition and computational photography, Vivo X80 actually has overdone the correction. It always reproduces the sky with blue color. I have tried to take photos in different days. Everything changes, but not the sky color. Vivo X80 Pro with more detail, better color grading, better sky color rendition is well ahead. But in some occasions, I have noticed Vivo X80 Pro has another issue. That's highlights clipping. Sony IMX866 50 megapixel versus Samsung ISOCELL GNV 50 megapixel sensor. Vivo X80 Pro has way better, actually one of the best aperture, f1.57, while Vivo X80 has f1.75. So this is an uphill battle for Vivo X80 to compete with Vivo X80 Pro. I have taken all the photos in auto mode with auto HDR and Zeiss color filter was enabled. Okay. Interestingly, Vivo X80 has almost beaten X80 Pro. Vivo X80 Pro has marginally better color rendition, a bit more detail, higher contrast and lower shadow. Vivo X80 has continued to process vibrant photos with better exposure, and in some occasions, Vivo X80 has wider dynamic range and better highlights management. As mentioned earlier, X80 Pro has a bit more detail, but texture processing is great on both these smartphones. Sharp textures, balanced shadow and brightness both have performed well. White balance and saturation actually jumps back and forth between these two, but in general, X80 keeps the tone warm and saturates the colors. Vivo X80 has continued to surprise me. I really didn't expect such a good performance from Vivo X80. Vivo X80 Pro comes with two telephoto lenses. The 2x optical zoom lens is tagged to IMX663 and the 5x periscope lens is tagged to a 8 megapixel Hynix HI847 sensor, while Vivo X80 only got one lens for 2x optical zoom. Actually, 5x zoom performance of Vivo X80 Pro sucks. I have mentioned this in all of my Vivo X80 Pro related videos. Here comes confirmation. Even Vivo X80 can compete with Vivo X80 Pro in 5x zoom photos. Not only compete, Vivo X80 with this updated camera algorithm even can beat Vivo X80 Pro in 5x zoom photos. Detail, shadow, textures, sharpness, colors, contrast, exposure, midtones, everything is at least a bit better in Vivo X80 5x zoom photos. Please watch this video in 4K to get the differences at a glance. From bright light to low light, I have continued to take 5x zoom photos, and Vivo X80 has continued to humiliate its bigger brother. Vivo X80 Pro has bounced back in some harsh lighting conditions. X80 Pro has native 5x optical zoom, while X80 has to crop in to produce anything beyond 2x zoom. Under daylight, it performs good, but under night light, it actually suffers a lot. So once we go beyond 3x zoom under harsh lighting condition, where a lot of colors needed to be reproduced and processed, Vivo X80 has failed. Vivo X80 Pro, using its periscope lens and native optical zoom, has delivered amazing zoom photos with sharpness and clarity. I have also tried to take some 2x zoom photos. Usually there aren't much of a difference, but once again, under harsh lighting with many colors and random well-lit areas, Vivo X80 has failed to process. Vivo X80 Pro has finally started to show why it has Pro in its name. With a better sensor and better low light algorithm, Vivo X80 Pro has produced way better low light ultra-wide photos. Better exposure, better contrast, balanced highlights and brightness, amazingly well color rendition. Vivo X80 had no answer to this performance. In terms of detail, shadow, textures and noise, Vivo X80 Pro one more time has performed far better than Vivo X80. A few days ago, I have compared Vivo X80 with Samsung Galaxy S22 and Vivo X80 has fought well with Galaxy S22. But today, Vivo X80 Pro has shown its class, especially in low light. Vivo X80 Pro has almost natural color temperature. Even if the colors are punchy, it's not too saturated. Time for one of the most interesting segments of this comparison, low light main sensor photos. This time Vivo X80 has managed to put up a fight, but that's all. Different people has different type of preferences. Some people likes brighter image and ready to accept some noise, while some people likes clean, contrasty image and ready to compensate brightness. I personally believe nighttime photos should have the vibe of darkness and it should have enough detail with sharpness. I believe in DENS, detail, exposure, noise and shadow. These four factors are the most important factors of any low light photos. After doing some heavy side-by-side comparison, Vivo X80 Pro has more detail, better exposure. X80 Pro has managed to process and remove noise without compensating brightness, and finally, shadow detail is also marginally better in Vivo X80 Pro Night mode photos. I don't think there should be any doubt that Vivo X80 Pro has won this segment, but I'm happy to see Vivo X80 has managed to fight well. It's mainly because both the X80 and the X80 Pro got the same V1 Plus ISP. These video clips were recorded in a very harsh lighting condition. Actually, Jason was recording video clips for Sony Xperia 1 Mark IV versus S22 Ultra versus Honor Magic for ultimate camera comparison video, while I have recorded this. Comparing all the videos recorded on that night, Vivo X80 Pro has a long way to go to beat the other super flagships in nighttime 4K mode. At the same time, kudos to Vivo for optimizing this Vivo X80 with finesse. Cause Vivo X80 with a set of inferior hardware has produced almost the same quality as X80 Pro. Both have enormous detail, textures are neither too sharp nor too soft, noise and grains aren't that visible. However, after doing heavy nitpicking, highlights and shadow is better in Vivo X80 Pro video clip. Vivo X80 Pro also has better white balance, marginally better color grading, better stabilization and better exposure management. Yeah, Vivo X80 Pro has done better, but considering the price and segment of Vivo X80, Vivo X80 performance actually has exceeded my expectations. These video clips were recorded in 4K under bright daylight. When Vivo has first released Vivo X80, 4K video stabilization was as poor as a budget device. But after all the updates, X80 4K performance has improved a lot. However, Vivo X80 Pro with a better sensor has grabbed more detail. Textures are also well processed and sharper than Vivo X80. X80 Pro has a very good ratio between contrast and brightness. Background neither gets blown and not too dark. Focus and exposure is also better in Vivo X80 Pro. It doesn't mean Vivo X80 is far behind than Vivo X80 Pro. Actually, Vivo X80 has done way better than any other smartphones in its segment. I believe if Vivo tries hard enough, then they can extract even better result from this X80. I am slightly disappointed with Vivo X80 Pro performance because I thought X80 Pro would destroy X80, but I think that's not gonna happen. In our daily life, we take a lot of photos in indoor environment, and depending on different type of ambient light, performance varies. Differences are preferential, we have our personal preferences, and based on our preferences, we may choose any of these two. Both have enough detail. Brightness, contrast, and color rendition is also very similar. But as usual, there are four aspects that matters. White balance is sometimes very warm in X80 and sometimes very cold in X80 Pro. Exposure is usually very good in X80, but it has failed in some tricky lighting conditions, while X80 Pro has maintained steady performance. I cannot complain about detail. Both have very good detail, but if we have to nitpick, then one more time, Vivo X80 Pro is edge ahead. Vivo X80 has very good exposure and highlights, but X80 Pro in indoor environment has taken it to another level. X80 Pro has incredibly well highlights and exposure management, especially in harsh lighting conditions. Altogether, Vivo X80 Pro is a better choice than Vivo X80, especially for indoor photos. Well, after watching through this video, what do you think? Which one has won this battle? It's really a very difficult question because Vivo X80 Pro actually costs almost $300 more than Vivo X80. Considering price per performance, definitely Vivo X80 is the winner of this battle. But if you really want to get something in the super flagship league, then I think Vivo X80 Pro is a very good choice. Yeah, Vivo X80 Pro camera performance isn't as good as Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, but Vivo X80 Pro, after all these updates, easily beats Samsung Galaxy S22 Plus. So if you understand what that means, you will understand Vivo X80 Pro offers better value for money than Samsung Galaxy S22 Plus or many other smartphones within its price segment. Well, that's my verdict. I wanna know, what do you think about this Vivo X80 Pro and Vivo X80 camera performance? Please make a comment and let me know in the comment section. Also, if you have liked this video, then please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel. If you wanna know which one I would prefer, then definitely I would prefer Vivo X80 over Vivo X80 Pro.